Shiba Inu crashing. The altcoins are taking a tumble. Is the Bitcoin top in, or is everybody panicking for no reason? Welcome back to the Crypto Report. I'm maxi, and I've got another video for you guys. Today we're going to be talking about Shiba Inu and where these altcoins are going to be headed here in the short term. And so, without further ado, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Let's hop in this video. All right, guys. We are looking at Shiba Inu, all right? Look at this. So, if you were to look at the overall market right now, you would think that it's all over. Everyone's freaking out. And there's some reasons for why people are freaking out. We'll talk about that later. There's some signals on Bitcoin that are concerning, a little bit ambiguous, if you will, confusing if a decision is going to be made or not. We're kind of waiting for Bitcoin to make a decision here, but there's some concern, and we'll talk about that. But when you're looking just at Shiba Inu right now, guess what? The trend is your friend, and the trend is still holding very strong, and it almost looks like we are creating somewhat of a bottoming. We're finding a little bit of a low here. You can see the curvature starting to play out here. Yes, we did see a little baby wick down below this level, but guys, that's okay. That's okay. I'm going to show you a very, very intriguing similarity with Shiba Inu and Bitcoin very shortly. But guys, the trend is your friend. We're still maintaining this. It's not over yet, all right? I do want to say, though, there are some signals that we need to be looking at that would indicate that it could be over, but not just yet. We're gonna get through this. But I do want to say that I do think this is a buy the dip opportunity, and I do think that if this signal does not flash that it's all over, then I think there's going to be some amazing opportunities to be buying some of these altcoins here in the not-so-distant future for the rest of this month. And if you guys would like to get a 10% off all trading fees, as well as a $5,000 sign-in bonus that I recommend you sign up to Blowfin in the pinned comment down below or the description box below. All you just click that link, deposit Trailbit, you get a bunch of free money and 10% off all trading fees for the lifetime account. So if you're trying to buy that dip, save some money, get some extra crypto with it. So let's look at Shiba Inu. Rank 16, down about 2.55% in the past 7 days, down about 2% in the past 24 hours. Guys, we had a brutal day. We had a brutal past 2 days. When you look at Shiba Inu sitting at 12.61 billion, so we lost multi-billion dollars on the market cap of Shiba Inu. Looking at a 637 million 24-hour volume, that's okay. Probably the majority of that is coming out, and now people are kind of calming down a bit. The real reason why all this panic happened is the rate of which we saw this sell-off, and I'll show you in a second. But when you look at the entire market, right now Bitcoin's trading at $95,000. We did wick below $93,000 today, guys. So we're getting a little bit of a relief bounce here. But when you look at everything else, I mean, Ethereum's low, but as of yesterday, we're up about $40 as of yesterday on Ethereum. And I do really look at Ethereum as a canary in a coal mine, if you will, because when Ethereum makes its move to the upside, to me, that is a signal for altcoins. And when Ethereum breaks down, that's a signal that it's basically that the altcoins are a leverage play on Ethereum in a sense when it comes to the volatility specifically. But Bitcoin dominance rate at 56.6%, excluding stablecoins, 58.6%. It's like exactly where we've been for the past couple of days. When I looked at Bitcoin dominance, I was pretty astonished on we're stuck. We're just pegged. The Bitcoin dominance isn't moving at all, but there's so much volatility across the entire market. It's incredible. But I do want to say you can follow me at 333maxi on Twitter. I posted this little video of POV. You forgot to take profits, guys. When you see these big sell-offs, this is why we take profits along the way, all right? This is why we take profits on the way up. Sure, you might be stunting the growth of your portfolio, but if you're not taking profits along the way up, you're going to all it takes is a couple weeks like this, and next thing you know, you got to be holding that bag for a couple of years, and that's not a good time. And even you could be holding that bag for a couple of years, it might not ever recover. I've been trading this cryptocurrency market for nearly a decade, guys, and I've learned many lessons along the way. Back in 2017, I bought Neo. It was the Chinese Ethereum. That's what they called it. And I did really, really well. But guess what, guys? I just said, you know what? I'm just going to keep buying throughout the bear market. I'm just going to keep buying. I'm going to hold on to this for 5 years. Well, guess what? Neo went to $200, and now it's $18. 5, 6, 7, what is it? 3, 4, 8 years later about? Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. You don't want to be caught holding that bag. Sure, you can always hold a moon bag. That's what I like to do. I take profit along the way up, and then I just don't exit out completely. I always have a little bit left in there in case it goes wild, because sometimes in crypto, something can 10x from the top that you think the top is in. It's very, very crazy in this market, but you got to protect yourself, guys. So Bitcoin dominance, look at this. It's crazy. We're just still pegged. Like nothing happened over the past couple days, but we saw a bloodbath across the board. The state of the trenches is exhaustion, panic, fear. A lot of people are even talking about the Bitcoin cycle top being in. We'll talk about that in a second here. But guys, really look at this, all right? Sure, you see money flow starting to come up on Market Cipher. But really, you don't need to worry that much. For a second there, I thought that my OBS wasn't recording. That's why I stalled like that. Sorry about that. But you know, when you look at this, the momentum wave is up. You have a lower high. This could be another lower high. Like, it's looking like this is going to dump, guys. It looks like we're going to dump here. And in the past day or so, nothing's been happening, but you need to really zoom out here because I do not think that this is over. I don't. The question is, when are we going to see this altcoin season really happen? And if you look at Bitcoin, I'll tell you why at the beginning of this video I was saying why people are panicking so much is because this was a perfect example of a bull trap. It caught everybody thinking, okay, there's a higher high. We're getting ready to set up. We got closure above 100,000. We're almost close above 103K. And in my opinion, my thesis was if we close over 103K on the daily time frame, we were getting set up for all-time highs on Bitcoin. But guys, we got the candle closure above 100,000, nearly 103K, and then wham, okay? Bull trap. That's how it goes. That's why, you know, you have to have invalidations in markets. You can't just say it's definitely going to do this or it's definitely not going to do that, because there can be a very high probability of something happening, but it doesn't mean that it's going to happen, okay? That's what a lot of new traders don't understand. You need to look at different scenarios. You can't just say, this is 100% going to happen. Nothing in trading is 100%, guys. Even if it's following your thesis and it's following your technical analysis, guys, it can dump. There can be a black swan event. This is why trading is very, very difficult for a lot of people. But guys, look at this, okay? We got the wick down below the trend. And I was saying this in my video the other day. Hey, I think that we could wick below 95,000. We wicked all the way down to $92,500, all right, guys? It's pretty brutal. It's pretty brutal. But when you look at this, we're still maintaining the trend, guys. Do not want to see daily, weekly candle closures below this yellow trend line right here, guys. We do not want to see that. If we see that, then I'm going to be saying, whoa, this is looking a little toppy. Whoa, it looks like this cycle is going to be prolonged, and it probably will have quite a significant correction here. But the trend is holding up, and that's why I've been saying that, why in this video, that Bitcoin is in a very ambiguous situation, especially with altcoins, because everything is hinged on Bitcoin right now. And we got to see where Bitcoin wants to take us. Does it want to take us down below to 88,000, maybe even a little bit lower, a wick down below? It's possible, but it's not going to be good for Bitcoin if that happens for the, I don't want to say the long term, but the medium time frame, if you will, like in the weekly, monthly. We could have a few months of corrective period if we see closures below, say, $88,000, $85,000. And this is so important for Shiba Inu because right now, look, I said there's such a correlation, a very curious similarity between Bitcoin and Shiba Inu right now. I mean, we're both on the trend line, right? We're both holding it up. We both had a wick below the trend. You look at Shiba Inu, we had a wick below it. But we're still holding it. We're still holding it. We want to hold it, and Shiba Inu looks better than Bitcoin right now, which is crazy to say. But we really want to be holding this line. And if we do, we're probably getting ready to make a move to the upside by the end of January, maybe into early February. But regardless, we need to be paying attention to what's going on with Bitcoin, because that's going to be the tide that raises all the boats, that takes Shiba Inu to all-time highs or takes Shiba Inu down to its grave for the short term at least. But I know, guys, that I'm making a Shiba Inu video and I'm talking about Bitcoin, but guys, the price action for Shiba Inu is hinged completely on Bitcoin right now. We really need to be looking out for where Bitcoin's going to take us. You know, we saw that little bit of a drawdown on Bitcoin. I think we had about a 10% drawdown from 100,000. We came all the way down. We came from 102K to like 92K. So basically a 10% drawdown. And the alts got obliterated. They got really, really hurt. And you got to be paying attention to this, guys. I do think that Bitcoin dominance is going to break down here. I do think that as long as Bitcoin holds this level, Shiba Inu is going to perform well. But we need to be paying attention, guys. You got to be taking profits along the way, because next thing you know, one of these drawdowns like this, there won't be a bounce. There won't be a bounce for a significant amount of time. You do not want to be caught holding that bag. If you like this type of content, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel right now. Please go follow me, 333 Black C on Instagram and Twitter. And check out those awesome referral links down below. $5,000 sign bonus to Blowfin. And if you want a Crypto.com Visa card, you can click down below, download the app, and get yourself a crypto Visa card if you want to get some cash back in crypto. That's all I got. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.